Hey ladies and gent, what's up? Welcome to Look Good Tech. If this is your first time on the channel and you're into tech products, tech reviews, unboxings, hints and tips regarding your cameras, software, budget, lighting, budget camera, anything that I can help people with my own life and what I go through with my tech products that I have, how I started up my YouTube channel, what equipment I use, what budget things are out there, what cameras are the best, do hit that subscribe button, push the notification bell, and comment down below to be part of the Tech Talk conversation. With that being said and done, you probably already know by the title why I'm thinking about selling my G7. Not thinking about it, why I will be selling my G7. So I currently own right now the Panasonic G7 that you can see me filming on at the moment. I'm using the 25mm f1.7 lens and I'm filming on the G7 like I said. Let's just cut to the chase. The biggest problem with the G7, that if you're somebody like me that spends 99% of the time staring at the lens, the Panasonic G7 is a challenging camera to deal with, and that comes down to one thing only, and that is manual focus. So I had to write vlogging in the title. As for me, I'm not really a vlogger, but just like all vloggers spend 99% of the time staring at the lens, my main channel and the channel that I started my YouTube career with, started my channel with, was fragrances. So as you can see behind me, I have a lot of fragrances. I have a fragrance channel on YouTube called Look Good, Smell Good Fragrances. That was initially what I started with. Then I got my tech channel up and running too, and that's what you're watching me on now. Is my tech channel is Look Good Tech. Before Look Good Tech, and still do run fragrance channels. So I'm not a vlogger, but I do spend 99% of my time staring at the lens, product showcasing, product reviewing, telling people about fragrances. And my first official camera, mirrorless camera, was the G7, and I've worked around it for a long time using manual focus, trying different types of focuses and the different functions that it had with autofocus. I've tried it even with the phone app. I've tried it with everything. For the most part, starting out, it was really challenging for me. Using a mirrorless camera for the first time and coming with the Panasonic G7, it was really challenging. So if you're a beginner, I'm never going to recommend you to get the Panasonic G7. You might have been researching this camera just like I was before I bought it, and I think I'm going on for 4 months now. It's been about 4 or 5 months. Just after January, I started getting into YouTube, and it took me a couple of months to set it up, get ready, go, and just put myself on YouTube like you're watching right now. But it's been a couple of months. I've been doing it regularly, and I have managed to get the Panasonic G7 to do as much as I possibly can with it. But the autofocus, it's still something that's gonna annoy you and be challenging if you spend 99% of your time doing what I'm doing right now, looking and talking to the camera and doing product showcasing. Let me show you what I mean. So over here, I've got one of my fragrances. So I've got a Versace fragrance over here, and this is what would get me sometimes. So I'm gonna review the fragrance, showcase the fragrance, talk about the fragrance. I'm going to be in focus, but there's going to be a shot that I want, that when I put my hand out, I want to showcase the product, just like that. Did it pick it up? Now I'm going to bring it back to me. So I'm back in focus, right? Now I'm back in focus, now I'm going to do it again. And there you go, it's in focus. Now I'm going to bring it back to me. And these are some of the videos that you see other reviewers making, and these are the same videos that I see reviewers making of just things being in focus, and then they go back and they go back in focus. So right now I'm in focus, and now the back's going to be in focus. Now that's in focus, right? My back cabinet's in focus. Now I'm going to sit back here and I'm going to be in focus again. Right, so I'm going to be back in focus now. I'm going to be back there. Put the Versace box back up. Now the box is in focus. If it is that, now I'm back on to me. So you might see 1 or 2 reviews like this trying to hype up the G7, and you end up getting excited and happy, just like I got excited and happy. But here's the thing, I'll show it to you. I'm going to be in focus. Right, so this here is what I'm talking about now. Sometimes you get a shot like this, so you see how I came into the frame, but it never picked me up. This type of review, sometimes people don't show you when they try to hype up the G7. It's a great camera. I need to move around a couple of times now before it picks me up. So see, it's still not picking me up. It's going to take, I need to move around, and this is what annoys me. This here is what's going to get you. When you're filming on the G7, you have to do this. Let it focus on this, and then you come into frame again, and this time it might pick me up or it might not, based on the autofocus. So it's still not doing it, and this is it right here. So you can do countless times. I can sit here all day and see if it will pick it up. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just stays on one focus and it doesn't do anything. Other times it focuses really well and ends up switching its focus like it has there. So now you can see the box. It's focused on the box, Versace Eros, finally. Now I'm going to move off. And it's focused on me. You see, now you can see me, yeah? Now I'm going to do the box again. And guess what? Look at that. Right? It's trying to focus. It's trying to pull it. But it can't. So you're going to see a couple of reviews like this where it picks it up. You see me? Versace Eros. Now, hopefully you pick me up. We're shooting on the 25mm. People are going to say that's made for portrait. Listen, when it comes to that bokeh background, I don't care. It looks really nice. So you can see me, I'm sitting here, but the background's completely blurred up. Does it look nice? Yes, it does. Let's try it again. There it goes. Versace Eros picked it up, man. I'm going to try it again now. Me. And this is what you see other reviewers sometimes doing. Let's do it one more time. There we go, Versace Eros. Now I'm going to back on me. And these are the type of reviews that I see in myself as well. And the thing, it makes you realize, and it makes you feel like, hey, it's actually good autofocus. It's going back and forth, picking up. Let me go take a seat, move out the way. Now it's focused over there. So hopefully this focuses on me now that I'm back here too. So hopefully I'm in focus. I'm too far away to check if I'm in focus or not. Sorry, apologies for that. But hey, these are the type of reviews that I see in myself. 5-minute reviews, with all due respect to all the other Panasonic G7 vloggers, reviewers out there. Good job, great work. However, I'm going to give you my honest opinion, what I feel about this Panasonic G7. Other reviewers show you a 5 to 10 minute video. Yes, it's cool. I'm telling you, I was the same. I looked at those reviews, thought it was a good camera. It's an excellent camera. But for somebody who's going to spend 99% of their time looking at the lens, it is indeed one of the most challenging cameras, and sometimes it just doesn't pick up the focus. And sometimes for you can be a lot of times. Sometimes it can happen one time. Sometimes you might have to do manual focus. So you set it up, you do manual focus, and you remain in focus the whole time, obviously. Then you get other autofocus options that you can use, and I've done them too. So I've got more videos on my fragrance channel if you want to check them out. I'm just starting to build on my tech channel, and this was one of the things I had to talk about, was the Panasonic G7 is not a beginner's vlogger's camera. So I'm telling you, when you get into vlogging, especially when you're a beginner, it's 2020, you want to get into vlogging, you're going to be stuck on both sides. Number one, you're going to try to record the best content you can. And when you continuously go out of focus and in focus and out of focus and you have problems, it's just going to hinder your workload and piss you off even more. And that's what the Panasonic G7 did to me. Sometimes I would be in focus, sometimes I won't be in focus. Sometimes it starts focusing on things behind me. Sometimes when I'd showcase my product, and let's see if it happens again. So I just want to see if it picks up the box. So sometimes I'll showcase the product, it will pick up the box, but when I'd remove the box, it wouldn't focus on me. And then I'd be out of focus, and then I'd have to move about in the frame until it picked me up, and then I'd be back in focus, and then I want to showcase the product again, and it would just keep happening. So it is a difficult camera to vlog with. Manual focus, like I said, is easy, but you want to have the ease of use and the best ability to do it. This is one of the reasons of why I'm selling my G7. It's just not for me. Am I selling the G7 because it's a bad camera? Hell no, it's not. If you're spending your time behind the lens, the G7 is one of the most excellent budget cameras on the market and has been for a long time. There's a lot of cameras that don't outbeat this quality. The things that you get with it, very angle touchscreen, microphone input, you can see your mic levels, right? 4K, which hasn't got a big crop. The Micro Four Third system has got a lot of lenses behind it. The G7 as well, it's well known, it's nice quality, nice picture, nice images. I've got 3 lenses currently right now. The 14 to 42 kit lens, You're watching me on the 25 f1.7 millimeter prime lens, and I've also got the Canon 50 millimeters f1.1, I think f1.1, f1.4, could be not, I think it's f1.1 Canon. Both of these lenses with portraits on this, videos on this, crystal clear. It's amazing. So if you're spending your time behind the lens, Panasonic G7, it's amazing because you're controlling everything. But when you want to do, like I said, what I do, you want to take the camera outside, just hit that record button and autofocus is on. The autofocus on this camera can sometimes screw you apart and just hinder your workload. That's the reason why I will be selling my Panasonic G7 in the future. Not currently at the moment. I still know how to use it. I still work around it. Just like they say, if you have the G7 currently right now, or you're planning on buying it, whatever camera you have, try to work at it. If autofocus is a problem, then try to work around it. Do whatever you have to do. Use the app, use autofocus, manual focus, custom focus, AFF. Go through every single setting until you find what matches your sweet spot and go with that. But try to work with whatever camera you have and get to creating and start creating some good content. It is a good budget camera. This was my main reason to put out there, because not saying that the other reviewers had fooled me. No, with all due respect to every other Panasonic user, G7 user out there who uses it for vlogging, well done. You know what I'm saying? I give him a pat on the back, or her a pat on the back, for using the Panasonic G7 to vlog. But sometimes I felt like nobody was really, like, some people were saying it, but some of the viewers weren't really saying that it is going to be a problem. And I'm telling you, I've been using the Panasonic G7 for several months. I've put out several videos on my YouTube channel where the focus has been excellent, but the work around it has just been really hard and tiring, which is why sometimes I just get annoyed and I'm like, you know what? I want to have the ease of use to vlog, and I want to just do it. Put the camera on, autofocus is on, and that's it. Panasonic G7, you can't do that. You do have to keep looking back at the screen over and over again, just in case you're out of focus. With that being said and done, that's enough from me over here at Look Good Tech. My name's Mohammed, guys. Thank you for stopping past and checking out my channel. If you need any help or questions about the Panasonic G7, let me know and I'll try my hardest to answer your questions. I will be selling this before I finish. I will upload another video with regards to the best budget vlogging cameras out right now. And before I do that, I just want to tell you 2 cameras and 2 makes. 3. You have Canon is your number 1. You want good autofocus? Canon is your number 1 bet. Secondly, you're going to move on to Sony. So anything from Canon and Sony, their latest cameras are going to do you good when it comes to autofocus. FUJIFILM doesn't have good autofocus, but I think the latest FUJIFILM, which might be the XT200, I think that's coming out with good autofocus. Another one was the Fuji OME5 Mark III, which is another good camera, but again, it might be a little bit overpriced. I will make up a list and I will publish it and upload it to let people know what are the best budget camera, vlogging cameras in the coming future. Thank you for stopping past my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Panasonic G7, great camera, excellent camera, 1080p, 24p, 30p, 60p, 4K, great selection of lenses, great quality. However, if you're spending your time 99% of the time looking at the lens, it's going to be challenging. And if you do buy it, just be prepared for it. It's going to be a hassle. My best advice, don't buy it for vlogging. Get either the Canon lines or the Sony lines. That's it from me over here, guys. Sorry for taking up too much of your time. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to know anything else, and I'll be happy to help you out. Peace. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.